When someone you trust suddenly turns against you, the psychological impact is immediate. The reality you knew shatters, leaving you disoriented and vulnerable. In that moment of intense pain, your biology takes over. Your instinct screams at you to strike back, to defend yourself by mirroring that exact same agony onto the person who caused it. You want to see them hurt, to watch their spirit crack under the weight of their actions, believing suffering balances the scales. Giving in to that urge is a completely natural reflex, but fighting back is exactly what the aggressor is hoping for. By reacting, you hand them the one thing they want most, your energy. Psychologists call this the retaliation trap. Launching a defense against an attack creates an endless, reinforcing cycle where you only react. Locked in this loop, you are forced to lower your own psychological baseline to match their level of toxicity. To truly counter an attack, you have to abandon the concept of revenge altogether. You do not dismantle an enemy by trading insults in the mud. You do it by stepping onto a psychological battlefield they lack the capacity to even understand. To understand why stepping away works, you have to look at why people lash out in the first place. Causing another person pain is an attempt by the aggressor to exert control. This split profile reveals the reality of that hostility. The intimidating outer shell masks a hollow, crumbling internal structure. Their cruelty is a loud projection of their own unresolved trauma and emptiness. Often, their hate stems from silent admiration. They attack you because they lack the resilience, the peace, or the strength they observe within you. Their primary objective is to watch your spirit break. Seeing you falter provides them with a temporary, artificial sense of superiority to fill their own void. Because their attack is fueled by a desperate need for a reaction, handing them your anger or your tears validates their actions. It tells them they still have power over you. Absolute indifference becomes your strongest asset. Indifference is the active, intentional denial of the attention the aggressor so desperately craves. A verbal counterattack shows that you care enough to fight. Complete, unapologetic silence carries a crushing psychological weight because it proves they are no longer worth your words. Many people wait for an apology to heal, but relying on the person who broke you for external closure keeps you permanently tethered to the trauma. True closure is an internal mechanism. You decide the relationship is over, based purely on your self-worth, bypassing any need for their validation. Look at this connection. Self-respect acts as a specialized tool used strictly to sever these toxic ties so you can drift apart independently. Silence and self-respect protect you, while simultaneously starving the aggressor of the psychological fuel they need to survive. The immediate aftermath of breaking the cycle leaves the aggressor stranded. Without your reaction to feed off of, they are forced to sit completely alone with the emptiness they tried to project onto you. As you heal, you introduce the concept of growth as punishment. Your resilience, your happiness, and your continuous forward momentum become an unexpected source of deep distress for them. Achieving personal success shatters their internal reality. It provides undeniable proof that their core narrative was wrong, and they never actually possessed the power to stop you. You do not need to cause them new pain. You win by simply living a life that demonstrates their attempt to destroy you entirely failed. Moving forward requires you to fiercely guard your internal peace and emotional energy. Treat it like a finite resource, recognizing that very few people actually deserve access to it. The scars left by the initial betrayal will be there, but they prove your strength. Over time, forward momentum heals the wounds they left open. Eventually, the memory of the aggressor loses all of its emotional weight and significance. Living powerfully reduces the person who tried to destroy you to absolute irrelevance.